Hi students, welcome to another new session. In this video today, you will learn a new parts of speech, that is pronouns. And also you will learn where and how to use the pronouns in a sentence. So let's have fun with this new lesson, pronouns. So students, for your better understanding of the chapter pronouns, it's essential to start with a very quick revision of the chapter noun. What is a noun? As you all know, a noun is a word used to name a person, animal, place, thing, and idea. Nouns can function in a sentence as a subject, an object, or object of a preposition. So the examples of noun are nothing new to you: girl, book, bird, education, love, etc., which you have already solved out. So now let's have a look at the definition of pronoun. A pronoun is a word which is used to substitute a noun in a sentence. Look at the two paragraphs. In the first paragraph, Joe is my brother. Joe is 16 years old and goes to school. Joe likes to play soccer and basketball. Joe has many friends. His friends like Joe because Joe is nice and fun. Now students, you tell me, while reading this paragraph, aren't you finding something very awkward? Like this proper noun Joe has been used here several times. Now let's have a look at the second paragraph and let's see what's there. Joe is my brother. He is 16 years old and goes to school. Joe likes to play soccer and basketball. He has many friends. They like him because he is nice and fun. So students, did you find any difference between the first and the second paragraph? Is there something which you feel like, while reading the second paragraph, I'm feeling a bit comfortable, and while reading the first paragraph, something is being repeatedly used? The proper noun Joe in the first paragraph is used repeatedly, but in the second paragraph, it is substituted with a pronoun called he. So now I guess you have understood how a pronoun takes the place of one or more nouns. Pronouns can be singular or plural, like nouns. The word or phrase replaced by a pronoun is called an antecedent. So students, please pay attention and understand the concept of antecedent. For example, Ram is a good student. He studies very well. In this sentence, Ram is a noun. He is a pronoun that refers to the antecedent Ram. Let's have a look at a few more examples. When Robert was fixing the car, he cut his hand. Here Robert is a noun, but he is a pronoun which is referring to the antecedent Robert. So Robert existed before, now it is replaced by he. Similarly, in this sentence, Halloween is one of America's holidays. It is celebrated in October. Halloween is a noun. It is a pronoun that refers to the antecedent Halloween. So in the second sentence, Halloween is not there. It is replaced by a pronoun called it, it. Am I clear, students? So now it's your turn to look at the sentences and tell me what is being repeatedly used here and what we should use in the place of these nouns. Mr. Mohanlal is a bus driver. Mr. Mohanlal drives children to school every day. Mr. Mohanlal is a jovial man. I think you don't want me to say the answer because it's too easy for you to solve it out. Think, students, think. While using pronoun in a sentence or while speaking, it's essential to know about the persons of English grammar. First person, second person, and third person. The first person singular form is I. The first person plural form is we. The second person singular form is you, and also the plural form is you. The third person singular form is he or she or it, and the plural form stands as they. Let's understand what is a first person, second person, and third person, what are the singular and plural forms, and when do we need to use this thing. First person indicates the speaker. So when I am speaking something, I becomes the first person. So the first person singular form is I. But when we all together are speaking, then we becomes the first person plural. Second person indicates the addressee. The third person indicates a third party individual other than the speaker. So the first person pronoun is I, which refers to the speaker. For example, I prefer coffee to hot cocoa. In this example, I am the speaker. So this is the first person. First person is always used when the speaker is making a statement about himself or herself. Here is a list with examples of the first person that we use in writing and also in speech. I or we is the subject pronoun which is used in case of first person. But in case of the object, we use the first person pronoun, that is me and us. Say for example, Jacob embarrassed me. Jacob embarrassed whom? Me. So me becomes the object but also the first person pronoun. Jacob embarrassed whom? Jacob embarrassed us. So us also becomes the first person objective pronoun. Remember students, me here is a singular pronoun, but us refers to many. Hence, it's a plural one. What is second person? Second person refers to the addressee. It uses the subject pronoun you. Say for example, you prefer coffee to hot cocoa. In this example, you is the addressee. The speaker is addressing you. So you becomes the second person. Second person pronouns are only used when the speaker is making a statement to the addressee, that is, to someone. Here is a list with examples again of the second person words we use in writing and speech. You is used as a subject in case of singular or plural. Say for example, you prefer coffee to hot cocoa. You is the subject here. But if I say Jacob embarrassed you, that means Jacob embarrassed whom? You. You becomes the object here. The subject and the object of the second person pronoun always remains the same, that is you. Now let's have a look at the third person pronouns. Third person pronouns always refer to a third party. So what do you mean by third party? These pronouns are used when the speaker is making a statement about somebody else. Third person pronouns are he, she, or it, and also we can use they in case of plural. Example, he prefers coffee to hot cocoa. In this sentence, I am not addressing to the listener. I am addressing somebody else to the listener. That's why we are using he. He becomes third person singular. And he is used in case of masculine gender. Now if I say, they prefer tea to coffee, that means I am telling about a group of people. In that case, we need to use the plural form of the pronoun, that is they. Clear students? Now let's see what's there in our book. Joy was happy because Joy knew mom and dad were happy. And Joy knew mom and dad were happy because Joy was happy. It sounds ridiculous. You can find here the repetition of Joy and also mom and dad. We can avoid this repetition of nouns by using other words. Joy was happy because he knew mom and dad were happy. He knew they were happy because he was happy. So in the second sentence, the underlined words have been used in place of the nouns used in the first sentence. Words that can be used in place of nouns are called pronouns. Let us read on to learn about the different kinds of pronouns. Now students, today in this lesson we will focus on the personal pronouns and the demonstrative pronouns. So number one comes the personal pronouns. The pronouns we have been discussing so far, I, we, you, he, she, it, they, are all personal pronouns. A personal pronoun is not only related and limited to a particular person, it can also refer to animals and objects. The subject pronouns which we can use are I, you, we, he, she, it, and they. In case of referring to the objects, we need to use me, you, us, him, her, it, them. Students, while using a pronoun in a sentence, always keep in mind to put the proper pronoun in proper place. Don't use the subjective pronouns in case of writing any object. And also don't put the objective pronouns while writing a subject. Number 2 comes the demonstrative pronouns. These pronouns are used to point out specific people, places, or things. When someone shouted out, "She is fat," the teacher said, "Please do not use comments like those in my room." By using the word those, the teacher is pointing out to the comments, "She is fat." So, this, that, these, and those are the demonstrative pronouns which we use to point out specific people, places, or things. Let's clear out the demonstrative pronouns with some examples. We use this THIS to point out singular nouns. If that singular noun is within our reach and it's near us, we use this. But if that noun is far away, then we need to point it out by saying that, THAT. Am I clear, students? Similarly, when the plural nouns are near us and we need to point it out, we should use these, THESE, and the plural nouns which is far away, not within our reach, and to point it out we need to use those, THOSE. Make it clear. This is an apple. The apple is near in distance, that's why we are using this, THIS, and also the apple is singular. That is an apple. The apple which is far away, that's not within our reach. Clear? But if there are many apples and we need to point it out, we should use either these or those, depending upon whether the apples are within our reach or far away. And that's all for today. Here comes the end of today's lesson. Watch the video very carefully and ask me if you have any doubt regarding the first person, second person, third person, or the personal pronouns and the demonstrative pronouns. Bye bye students. Stay safe, stay healthy.